Alright, hello, this is going to be Solidworks CSWA practice problem 5.6, and if you want to follow along with the video, make sure to follow the link in the description, which will take you to the official Solidworks practice problem database. So let's get started. First of all, let's make sure we have our units in MMGS, and then we're going to start our sketch in the front plane here. So let me go sketch, front plane, okay. Okay, so we're just going to draw a simple concentric pair. And this will just be your kind of ring casing. So the inner diameter is going to be 20, and the outer diameter is going to be 23. And we're just going to start there, and we'll extrude this. Mid-plane extrude, and its depth will be 12. Okay, so now I'm going to draw the cylindrical extrusion that's going to go from bottom to up. So in order to do that, I'm going to use a reference plane. So I'm going to Features, Reference Geometry, Plane, and I'm just going to select the top plane. And then I'm going to only select the top plane. There's no secondary reference. And I'm going to go to the offset box where the dimension is. I'm going to click 25. And it's going in the wrong direction, so I'm going to click flip offset. And so where this plane is right now is going to represent where the very bottom of the part is. So I'm going to extrude upwards to the ring. So I'm going to select OK. Let me turn off my base planes, and let's start our sketch in plane 1. This isn't the top of the ring, this is the bottom of it. It's just a perspective. So I'm gonna draw the cylinder like this. Its dimension should be, or its diameter should be 12. And I'm also going to draw something else too. Let me draw a concentric circle. And that inner diameter is going to be 8. But then there'll be a horizontal line at the top. And that line's length is going to be 3. I'm going to trim away the top of the inner circle, and then it'll look like this. So I'm just going to extrude it. I'm just going to extrude the whole thing, actually. Extrude the whole thing, and I'll do a blind. Actually, no, it'll start from the sketch plane and it will extrude up to next. So it's just going to extrude until it touches the until every point of its extrusion is touching this ring. So up to next, select OK. And then we'll make the cut. Actually, no. Before I'm gonna come back. So that the inner circle I made here, that's I'm gonna prep that cut for later. But I'm gonna make the cut later, because first I want to make a extrusion in the middle of this cylinder. So I'm gonna go to draw another sketch. And I'll draw that sketch in the front plane, like this. And I'm going to Yes, I'm just gonna draw a circle. Actually, first of all, let me draw a center line, just so I can keep the circles vertically aligned. So there's going to be like 3 circles here. So the smallest one is 3 in diameter. The second one is 6 in diameter. 6. And then the largest one is going to be 9 in diameter. And then its center point distance from the bottom is going to be 6. And I want this part to extrude. I want this part to extrude past the cylinder by 2 millimeters. And if the cylinder's diameter is 12, then and the sketch is starting from the midplane of the cylinder, then and I want it to extrude past 2, so 2 plus half of 12, which is 6, so I'll extrude it 8 in this direction. So that's what I'm going to do. So extrude, I'll select 8, and I'll just select the whole thing. Obviously both sides. So yes, everything is extruded like so. Select OK. And now, actually let me turn off my plane one. Now I'm going to go back to this part. So now that we got this extrusion over with, I'm going to go click Extrude Cuts. Let me go back to this sketch. And the thing that I'm going to cut is just going to be this. And it's going to cut, cut 10 deep, 10 millimeters deep upwards. So I'll select OK. So there you go, clean cut. And then we're going to cut on the other side over here. So I'm going to actually we already created the holes, so I'm going to click Extrude Cut, and I'm going to click the sketch that I made. And since we drew the sketch in the midplane, I want to cut from here, so I'm going to do a from surface cut, and I'll select this as a surface. And the first cut that I'm going to make is going to be, let me see. Yeah, everything outside, everything except for the outer ring. So the first 2 rings are going to be cut. So this ring and this ring. And I'll select the same on the other side. This ring and this ring. So what depth would this be? This depth will only be, I believe that's 2 millimeters. Yes, the depth is 2 millimeters, so I'm gonna cut it at a depth of 2 millimeters. Select OK. And I'll make the next cuts. So extrude cuts, same sketch. And then again, I'll select from surface. I'll select the surface. And now I'm going to only select the first ring, like this. And I believe I'm just going to do up to next. Yes, that should work. See how it cuts through on this side, but then the moment it comes into contact with this surface, it stops, so it doesn't cut anything here. So select OK. So there's your holes. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Nope, that should be it. The one thing is, I know there's supposed to be a fillet on these two rings, but the thing is the engineering drawing actually doesn't provide any dimensions for the fillets. But obviously in the drawing, it's pretty clear that there are fillets there. So I guess I'll just add fillets of my own, even though it doesn't tell me what to add. Let me see what values work. I guess I'll just leave it alone. I'm not sure which values will work for this part, but that should be it. For aside from the missing fillets dimensions, this should be the whole base part. And I guess I'll provide the mass properties anyway. So evaluate mass properties, and the answer I'm getting is 2,377 cubic millimeters for your volume, which is very close to the original, to the right answer. And I'm assuming if you have the right fillets, then it should narrow down to that. So hope you learned something from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.